Hello and welcome. My name is Dr. John Mason. I'm the facilitator of Masters of the Journey, and today I'm with a very special guest, Amari Magdalena. Amari has been a member of Masters of the Journey almost since its very beginning. She is an author, Shamanic Practitioner, artist, Wedding Officiant, and she has presented several times for Masters of the Journey. Amari, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Sure, happy to. Well, I've been in Bellingham 2 years now, next month. That's good. I ran across the shamanic path when I was in New Mexico many years ago. And it was the only thing that ever made sense to me. I had explored many religions. None of them appealed to me. I liked some of the ritual. I couldn't get into the dogma. So I moved to New Mexico in 1990. And as it happens, I met 3 different shamanic practitioners, and I ended up studying with 2 of them. And just exploring how shamanism would enhance modern urban life, kind of returning to some of the old roots to see what kinds of things would be beneficial. And I found that it brought a certain peace to my life that I hadn't had before, that working with the different traditions and the rituals, I was better able to cope with life. And most people now find me to be very peaceful, and they want to know, why are you so peaceful? And I really owe it to the shamanic practice, and I've been practicing for 27 years. I started the Institute for Shamanic Synthesis in 1995, and it's a school without walls offering an 18-month apprenticeship in all aspects of different shamanic traditions, because I felt like I have such a varied background, as many people do. They're not connected with one tribe. So I thought it was helpful to see different kinds of presentations and then to put together something that worked for me personally. And it also tied into my ministry, which was devoted to peace. And I feel like what I offer through the rituals, the ceremonies, and teaching is helping people find pathways to peace.
And you've written some books. Could you give us the titles of your books, please?
Sure, I'm happy to. My first book actually got retitled. I won't go into that, but it's Awaken Your Inner Personas, Transform Your Life, and it's about the inner shields of balance that bring us into wholeness and completeness. The next book, I'm going to space on this. So this is great. The next book was about moving from ego to essence. And the title is just escaping me right now. That's really awful.
We can find them on your website.
We can find them on my website.
Why don't you give us your website while we're at it, too?
Sure. It's www.instituteforshamanicsynthesis.com, and look under books. So the third one was Blue Moons and Golden Suns, and it's all about how astrological influences help us when we align with the energies. Mm-hmm. And the fourth book was Shaman Talk, which was based on my blog, which is Nagual Woman Blog. And it was 53 different blogs about various subjects, kind of from an urban shaman's perspective. And then the last book that related to shamanism was called We Dance to a Whispered Voice. And it's about my journey, how I got on this path and all the phenomenal things that happened. And then I also have a book of poetry, and it's called On Becoming Invisible, and it's about this corridor of this senior passage in a youth-tethered society. So Unbecoming Me is the second book. That's the one that's about transforming from ego to essence. So the first 2 are really healing books. They're about how do we heal desperate parts of ourselves so that when we enter relationships, we enter them as whole people. And the next one is, okay, so we've done that, but we're still not feeling completely at peace because we're more influenced by our emotions and our ego. And so this book is about how do we transform that? How do we begin to surrender the ego without trying to cut it off, but simply finding ways that it can become more of an advisory capacity than a complete presence in our daily lives. So the 2 of them are really very beneficial books for coming to great, deep inner peace.
Well, with 6 different books, I can't remember the titles of my 2 books. Thank you so much for this introduction, and we're going to do another video to talk about the presentation that's coming up.
Okay, sounds great. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.